Hi, welcome. It's me, Ghost Critic, back again for another show. A little bit late this week, but there are lots of good comics, and I want to start with a question, because my first few comics today, they kind of have a little bit of a theme going with them, and I wanted to ask you a question. When was the last time that you read a comic and something came right out the blue that you weren't expecting, you thought, my God, and you have that proper lump in your throat, shit goddamn, what the hell is going on? With that in mind, let's take a peruse at the first few comics. Superboy number 4, and we have the continuing battle between Psionic Lad and these space hunters from the future. And Psionic Lad thinks he can fight them, so does Connor, but apparently these science hunters have a way of downloading new software into their armour which can upgrade them and null the powers of said hero or villain, whatever, that they're fighting. Hence, Psionic Lad's get his ass whipped, so does Connor, and then Simon walks in and Code 1! Code 1! Yes, they go absolutely schizo. They are frightened. That is an interesting element of Simon there. He's a Code 1 in the future. What does that mean? I'm very intrigued with that. So the science hunters, they go back to where they came from. It's not likely, or it seems they can't come back now. So everything seems a bit safe. Psionic Lad does a whole let's link minds. I'll explain to why I've got here. It's a bit slow going, to tell you the truth, but we get a little bit more revealed. He helps them find out what happened to the guy that was attached to the machine, these shadowy figures that have planted this seed. Not enough to explain it all, but now we know there is a dark, villainous big guy in the background. Then we get this odd scene with Connor and Laurie, which maybe the history between them that I don't know about would make more sense, but basically Connor doesn't want to date her anymore. There's the whole bit with Wonder Girl, yada yada yada. It was just very strange. And then right at the end, out of the blue, Psionic Lad's here to kill Connor. Okay, that was probably meant to have come as a shock, and while it kind of did, in the sense that, oh, I wasn't expecting that, or at least I was kind of, meh, it's been done before. Moving on. Ultimate Spider-Man number 153, and this is the prelude to the death of Spider-Man. Oh my God, this was such a good issue. Now, I'm a big fan of Ultimate Spider-Man anyway. There's no doubt about that. But this issue was special. I don't care what anybody else says. But, I mean, ignore the front cover. Ignore the front cover. I mean, we've got people like the Scorpion, we've got the Lizard, we've got Doc Ock, we've got Silver Sable on there, we've got Rhino on there. None of them turn up. Very misleading cover, but very nice all the same. No, what we have here is the reveal about what Mysterio's been doing all this time, and he's been looking for a key. And this links to the past because this key has been in the hand of Wilson Fisk, which is why he supposedly killed off Fisk, because he was still after this key. Who really has this key? What does this key do? Well, apparently the key grants your desire, and this happened with the Kingpin, and he regretted it, and he was like, I mean, this is the Kingpin saying this, no one can use this. This obviously has way too much power for its own good to be in anybody's hands, good or evil. So, it's saying something when even the Kingpin won't use it. But Felicia, Black Cat, she has the key, and she hasn't a clue yet what it's for, but Mysterio obviously does. And there is this wonderful, I mean, this is it. I mean, let's forget about the Iron Man, Spider-Man teaching him how to be a hero gubbins, because that was just a bit, I think that was a bit just jokey, really. I mean, Iron Man hasn't got a clue how to teach anyone to be a superhero, and, you know, says it straight, basically, even though Spidey already knows that. But ignore that bit. As fun as it was, it's the scene between Felicia and Mysterio that is just awesome. It looks wordy, it looks like it goes on forever, but there is so much information in there. It's scary. It's scary because we understand what is going to happen next. We can see Spidey, Iron Man get a warning that there's this big power surge in the middle of the city. They go just as Felicia gives up this key to Mysterio, and boom! There is a big shot of light up in the sky, and something bad is going to happen. Is it really going to be the death of Spider-Man? We'll see. This was one time when it was at the end. I was like, shit. Very good comic. Definitely pick up this. I'm expecting huge things now. I'm so excited with this issue. Bendis, La Fuente, and Pichelli, Medina in there as well, Ponce, a lot of them. They have made this comic awesome. Just please don't turn into Ultimatum. Just please don't do that. On to Black Panther, The Man Without Fear. The artwork alone in this issue, in this whole run by Frankie Valli, is worth the admission alone. That's just it. Just pick it up for the artwork. It is gorgeous. There is nothing wrong with this art. There's some beautiful splash pages which you just look at and you just speechless. They really are. As for the story, while I am kind of enjoying the whole crime noir type genre it's leading into, I do feel we're retreading old ground. Vlad the Impaler is basically the kingpin. He has a wife he loves, but his wife knows nothing about his dealings, his underground crime spree he's going on. And right at the end, spoiler if you've not read this, you know, apart from all the big fight beforehand with Black Panther and Vlad the Impaler, and we found out the source of Vlad the Impaler's power, it's not just electricity, it's the life force of human beings, basically. Some mysterious figure kills off Vlad the Impaler's wife. And who's over this body? Who's going to get the blame? It's Black Panther. Was I shocked that was going to happen? Not really. Not at all. Still a great read. It's not 100% there yet. It is, yes, I'll agree with people who said this before, it's very slow going, but as I said, just for the artwork alone, it's beautiful. It really is. Moving on. Birds of Prey, number 9. And Birds of Prey, oh, Gail Simone, she knows how to write a good comic book, doesn't she? I mean, the dialogue alone in this is just perfect. I mean, it literally knocks you for 6. I mean, the goading with Lady Blackhawk and her captors was just both funny and exciting. You just thought, oh, it's going to kick off in a minute. And of course, I mean, it does. There's Dove breaking out finally. Big fight scenes, blah, 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 blah. And all through this, we've got Black Canary, and if you remember from the end of last issue, she'd been touched by Mortis, and now she has had this poison going through her body, which makes her relive all her worst mistakes, her worst nightmares, everything bad that's ever happened to her in the past. So we've got Mum and Dad there dying, we've got the daughter Sin, we've got her marriage, divorce with Green Arrow, we've got Red Arrow in there giving her grief about him losing his arm, and she is having a rough time of it, but you know, Mortis presses just one wrong button, and you know, she clicks back, and apparently if people manage to figure out that this is all, you know, hallucination in my mind, that's a way of fighting Mortis and getting rid of the grip hold that she has on you. Very interesting. But again, at the end, big battle scene, Oracle apparently turns up in a helicopter, to which one of Calculator's hoodlums, Current, blows up. Oh no, Oracle's dead. Oh, give me a break. She's not dead. We know this is a fix. We know it's all set up. Anyway. Red Robin, number 20. And I found this issue very disjointed. Still a fun read, don't get me wrong, but you know, we had the Catman fighting Robin, we had some guy who we think is Calculator trying to blow up the dorm that has apparently Tam in, but fortunately she's not there, so she doesn't die. Then we find out that Calculator has actually made robots of himself, and there are 147 of them throughout the world. We have the Teen Titans joining, reunion with Red Robin, and it's all very sweet and lovely, apart from the fact that Robin's there as well. Damien Robin, and he's still being his sarky self. Is anyone over that yet? Because I seriously am. And they think they found one of the calculators, and the robot calculators, they destroy it, but what they find out is they're actually surrounded by about 6 or 7 others, and there's obviously the general public around, and they're all about to go boom. Kind of gripping, kind of exciting an ending there, but still... Still a fun read, still loving Red Robin, still solidly written by Nietzsche. Pick it up. I'm not sold on it as a crossover. I won't be getting the Teen Titans episodes of this, but Red Robin was pretty good. Next, Batman and Robin issue 20. Here we have a family night in, but apparently no girls allowed, so Batgirl, Stephanie Brown, sorry, you're not involved. Then we get Fallen Angels, we get Sarky banter between Robin and Gordon. Like I said, I am sick to death of Robin and his Sarky one-liners, I'm better than everyone else attitude. It was funny for a while, bored of it now. Can we have a bit more dimension to his character, please? Then Man-Bat swoops in, screaming, save them from the light, save them from the light. And Robin's trying to take him down, Batman Dick Grayson's trying to question him while they're in flight, and then boom out of everywhere. There's a lot of booms in these comics this week, and we get all these kind of fluorescent neon-y bat creatures that explode out of some statue, and you just think, what the hell is going on? Intriguing setup, bit messy, artwork nice. I like the final panel. I'm always going to be picking that up anyway, so what's more to say? Pick it up if you want, pick it up if you don't. Or don't. Something very exciting happened at the comic book shop. I had no idea that this was coming out. Cinderella, Fables of Forever. If you loved the last mini from Chris Robinson, you will love this. It's more of the same. It's basically if James Bond was a woman and if she was a fable. Cinderella. Apparently Russia have got their own little secret magic town, just like our fables, and Cinderella is asked to go and investigate. Along the way we hear about a mysterious person called Silver Slipper, which is revealed. If you haven't read it, I'm not going to say. You'll have read it, you know who the Silver Slipper is now. This is just such a fun read. If you want to see ladies scantily clad like it is on the front cover in bikinis, this is certainly the issue for you. Gloriously drawn by Sean McManus, brilliantly written by Chris Robertson. This will be a firm favourite and definitely on the top of my list. Finally, and without much more ado, it's Unwritten, number 22. I don't want to use this pun, but I'm going to. It's treading water. Ugh. There are some interesting bits in this, there are. The whole scary puppet lady is creepy, but she seems to be playing all sides as well as her own. She's working for the Cabal, but she obviously has motives of her own. We find out that, you know, Tom actually has this ability to cross stories, and it seems to be that if something's in one story that's in another, that's how he can use his little doorknob and get out of the situation he's in there. So in this case, Moby Dick has a huge ocean in it, so we'll use the ocean. It zooms him into a story with Sinbad in, but apparently that's got a huge whale in it as well. It is a good read, it is interesting, it's nowhere near being on the bottom of my pile, but we are now starting to need to pick up the pace. Something needs to happen, something big. We're getting these little tiny bits of information, but we need something to make it go oomph. And with that, it is over for this week. Sorry it was late. I know new comics are out tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, subscribe, rate, comment. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Ghost Critic on there as well. I shall see you next week.